Now I've been hearing about this situation with Ethan Klein and iDubbbz and Hassan Nabi and let me see. Uh Casey Tron, who else? Excuse me. Um Frogan and Denims. Yeah, those three. Anyway, like from what I know, I've been hearing bits and pieces. You know what I'm saying? From what I know, um, I Ian, which is iDubbbz, and Ethan used to be friends. Oh yeah. Also, Ian is the one that does the content cop and shit, or iDubbbz is the one that does like the content cop and shit like that. And he's also the one that did the whole say in hard hard R word video clip. You remember that? I'm sure you do. If you don't remember it, you don't know what I'm talking about, then don't worry about it. You're better off. But Ian and I just had gotten into some issues. Like they had a disagreement on one of the podcasts or something like that, and everything continued to spike up from there. Somebody, I don't think they actually know who did it, but somebody called in a fake you know a fake thing for the for child support for CPS. And they came into Ethan's house and they checked because they heard that Ethan's kids were like eating dog crap all the time and were in a bad situation. But the baby did get sick from from eating a bit of dog stuff, but like it's not like it was all over. They made it sound like it was all over the house all the time. It was never being cleaned up. No, the dog was sick. The dog started to have accidents everywhere, and couldn't always go outside and couldn't always wait until they went outside, and so shit happened. Well, literally shit happened, and the baby got sick, and a couple other people started getting sick. But that issue was resolved, and it was like only a one-time thing. The people who called it in to CPS made it sound like it was always happening, and the kids were in worse condition than that. Obviously CPS went to the house. They found nothing, and the people I mentioned before, the people who are Hans Nabi's orbiters, at least that's what people call them. Which is like Denims, Frogan, and Denims, Frogan. I don't think Casey Tron though. Probably not. I don't know. But they've always been openly talking shit about Ethan. Ethan made a content nuke on Hassan Nabi, and everybody reacted to it. Now, what had happened was, we'll probably find out in this video here. I'll talk about it. Let's go. I've talked enough. That's basically what I know about the situation. And now we're gonna watch the video. The video is by Anarchist. And yeah. So links to his video will be in the description below. So be sure to check him out. Yeah, let's get it.
Aka iDubbbz, aka Ian Jomha, couldn't dig himself into a deeper hole, he decides to not just backstab one of his biggest supporters, Ethan Klein, but totally destroy whatever hope he had of Creator Clash 3 succeeding.
Wakey wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
That's cringe.
Time to be awake, Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
I mean, I get it. You're trying to be cool and entertaining, but that's low-key, it's cringe. I don't know if I could do that.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist.
Hi.
I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be uncovering the story of the most mismanaged creator event in internet history, Creator Clash 3. How iDubbbz managed to ruin the event before it even started, what he did to degrade his reputation even further, and why he can't seem to understand it's all his fault. Last year, I made a separate video discussing the first two Creator Clash charity events, as well as how iDubbbz managed to simultaneously sour both his reputation and the event's goodwill through a petty feud. Between 2021 and 2023, iDubbbz and the creator Sam Hyde found themselves locked in a number of heated exchanges that stemmed from a failed documentary collaboration. From iDubbbz banning him and the fighter he trained from attending Creator Clash, to Sam calling him a cuck for supporting his wife's OF account. The two—
I heard about that too. And also, yeah, I would indeed call him a cuck for doing just that. You go sit in your little chair while you watch your wife have sex with or be intimate with someone else. That's pretty much iDubbbz. You know what I'm saying? That being said, she is kind of attractive. I don't know. But that being said, I wouldn't sim to the point where I would be with her if she was going to pursue that kind of career.
Were locked in an ever-escalating beef that was ruining the fanfare around the event.
Were you under the impression that you were going to be on this card at any point?
No, I didn't think I was going to be on the card, but I didn't realize at any point that I was going to be blacklisted from a charity event. That I got 5 front row tickets. It was $10,000, and it's for charity. And supposedly I'm going to be refunded this money. So I guess he.
Hold up. Instead of getting $10,000 for charity, you decide to turn the person who was giving the money, donating the money to charity by buying the tickets. You decide to like just not take the 10K for charity, by the way, which is of course they want you raise money for charity to help them as best as you can, right? But what would the charity think about you declining money since you just because you don't like a person that bought the tickets? It's not like they were a threat to you. It's not like they made you feel unsafe. Or, well, they're probably gonna say, "Hell, they made me feel unsafe." It's not like he was an actual threat to you. You just didn't like the person, and so you said no to the money that was supposed to go to the charity. Now, what would any charity think about that? If you're declining money that was supposed to go to us, that's not helping us at all. That's not doing anything for us. We're counting on you to make money for our charity, for this, our cause. Not turn it away. What the fuck wrong with you?
He wants me not around badly enough that it's worth taking away $10,000 from charity.
While the first installment of the Creator Clash brought in over $1 million for charity, the second was a complete bust and lost around $250,000. One thing of note during this entire controversy was iDubbbz's extreme sensitivity to criticism. Whenever fans or creators like Sam called him out for denouncing the edgy persona that built his career, iDubbbz would immediately overcorrect by either trying to silence the criticism or doubling down on hating the man he used to be.
I've realized that I need.
Hold on, real quick. The last time they did a charity, didn't they like take some of the money? Wasn't there like a something that happened? There was some type of issue that happened. I think they took some, like, not all the money went to the charity or something like that. Maybe I'm thinking about the wrong thing, but let me know in the comments below.
Need to be crystal clear about what I believe, so there's no room for ambiguity. I am responsible for creating a lot of hurtful and damaging content on this channel, and I've also created a culture of apathy and, I don't know, a lot of like cruelty as well. Like, some of the videos I've made have been very not edgy. I don't think they some of these videos were edgy. I think they were just outright cruel. So I don't want people to, get it confused.
So now he's trying to apologize. Now then he tried to apologize. He made an apology video. Obviously, this is not recent. This is probably a while back. But really, after doing all that shit, are people gonna care about your apology? Are people gonna believe it? Because you never felt sorry the first time. You never felt sorry at all. Years later, you want to apologize? Or however long later, you want to apologize? But it didn't matter when you were making the content. It was you're profiting off of it.
About, where I stand. I have made some cruel, hurtful content, and I need to acknowledge that, and I'm really sorry that it's taken me this long to acknowledge it.
While the controversy cost him more than 700,000 subscribers,
Bro, I don't, nah, bro, fuck that apology.
and left a mark on his reputation, iDubbbz was mostly able to put it behind him and resume uploading content in the
I hold grudges.
months that followed. However, by the 4th of February 2025, iDubbbz would take yet another sip from the well that had poisoned his career when the Creator Clash Twitter account announced the next installment of the charity event. Despite the previous controversy surrounding iDubbbz and the Creator Clash brand, viewers were more than willing to give the event and its associated charity streams another shot, with comments like, "I had literally zero idea this was even happening. I think this was a great idea to promote the actual event coming up, but this live stream itself needed to be announced ahead of time. This was fun and looks like it has lots of potential to get lots of money for charity if you advertise it a bit. I'm sure lots
Getting money for charity. You mean like the $10,000 you turned down just because you didn't like somebody? It's not, the money wasn't going to you, it was going to the charity.
would show up and donate. Please
Stop being so goddamn selfish.
promote the event more than last year. I want to see it be successful." The positivity around the event wasn't just limited to the comments, as many viewers eagerly supported the stream with several generous donations.
Oh, thank you, Ethan and Hila, for the 1,000.
Oh, Ethan and Hila, $1,000.
For Stand Up to Cancer.
As iDubbbz's charity event was gaining momentum,
This must be before they started arguing.
one of its biggest supporters was facing a very unsettling situation. Around March 2025, Ethan and his family became the target of a disturbing harassment campaign when Child Protection Services was falsely called
This is what I was talking about before.
to his home after he mentioned that they could have contracted Giardia from their dog.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in.
What was that thing called again? Because this is what we talked about, like I said before. Giardia. Like baby crawled around. Oops. Baby crawled around, put things in mouth, and the dog was sick and going everywhere. But people weren't just leaving it around. They were catching, noticing it and cleaning it as soon as possible. So it's not like it was just everywhere sitting there for hours. You know what I'm saying? One thing. Giardia. Let's see. Genesis of flagellate intestinal eukaryotes, parasitic, and various vertebrae. Words. Giardia is a genus of anaerobic. This is not going to tell me everything. It's not going to tell me what I was looking for. How many kids? Is it common for kids? Is it common for? How often do babies get? Cousins and how it spreads. Let's see. I want to see how, like, the percentage of kids that get. Let's see. Kind of food, water contaminated in the stool. Okay. Infection often pass in contaminated water. So it could have been on in contaminated water. It could have been in contaminated. Like if the kid went to the dog's bowl. What is Giardia? How does it and how it spreads? We'll go with that. Infections are caused by the parasitic Giardia, okay? Parasite, a type of germ. Okay, I know what a parasite is. It is protected by an outer shell that's called a cyst. This outer shell, okay. It's a life cycle. I don't really care about that. Spreads easily. Swallowing just a few germs can make you sick. Germs are in poop of people or animals who are infected, so anything that gets contaminated by human or animal poop can potentially spread the germs. Giardia can spread from one person to another. It can also spread through contaminated water, food surfaces, or objects. You can get sick from it by having close contact with someone who is sick from it, especially in childcare settings. Swallowing water contaminated with it, swallowing food contaminated with it, having contact with poop during sex with someone who is sick or was recently sick from it. So y'all out there doing anal and shit, y'all catching this shit. y'all might be catching this shit. Getting giardia in your mouth that you picked up from contaminated surfaces, such as bathroom handles or toys. So it could have been like, I wonder if it could have been like wiped up and then you still get it. Like it wasn't wiped out properly. Touching animals that have a giardia infection or animal environments that are contaminated with poop. That's nasty, bro. That's nasty. I'm just gonna say that. That's nasty.
They are from their dog.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
And now Hila has giardia.
Shut. For real?
And now I think this morning I had diarrhea.
Oh my god.
What can I do to not get it?
Yeah, I'm trying
to. Because I'm not trying to get it.
Can we crank the AC maybe?
It's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop.
While the manner in
I don't know. That's because we just saw. I think it's easier than that. Having close contact with someone who is sick from it, especially in childcare settings, you can also get sick by it through that. Apparently. Having contact with poop during sex.
which his family contracted the disease might suggest some hygiene concerns. Ethan strongly believed it wasn't serious enough to warrant a CPS visit to his home.
It turned into this whole snark narrative that our house is a mess, that there's dog shit everywhere, that Sonny is eating shit and getting giardia, and that, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
You'll blow your nose, bro.
And
something, whatever.
Well, it culminated in somebody finally, an anonymous call.
Or is that
went into them on the 3rd, saying that
no, I don't want to say it's
they were somebody that works at the house.
I don't know.
They wanted to report us because our kids are crawling around eating dog shit and getting viruses, and they were able to provide enough details because of what I said on the show to make it appear that it was somebody. He said, like, when he first showed up, he's like, it's somebody that you know who made the report.
The incident cut so deep that Ethan and Hila would go on a several minutes long rant about how their close friend iDubbbz and Anissa didn't bother standing up for them in the face of online harassment, something they gladly did for the Jomhas months prior.
Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times, because, like, why would I not? It was crazy. It was crazy. People were shitting on you.
The moment something happens, they turn on you. The moment something happens, they turn on you. Yeah, what up, MC? I'm gonna quote this again because I said it before. I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it. It's one of the 48 laws of power. Law number 2, I believe. Never fully trust your friends and learn how to use your enemies. This is why you never fully trust your friends. Because you never fully know somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can know yourself, yeah, but shit, even you might surprise yourself sometimes. So how do you expect to completely know someone else? So why you can trust them, but don't fully trust them. You know what I'm saying? Because they might do some shit like this.
You and Ian because you did. Of course I was gonna stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me. So
the problem,
okay, if you want to hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you, enjoy your new friends.
For a bit of context, the new friends Hila and Ethan were referring to were a group of creators associated with Hassan Abi. Ethan and Hassan frequently clash over different political topics, and the debates often get personal. Considering iDubbbz's association with both parties,
I don't really pay attention to politics like I should. Like, I'm starting to a little more. I'm easing myself into it. That's because like some interesting shit's going down. But that's it.
you'd expect him to stay neutral and not pick sides. Unfortunately, he was not at all interested in being neutral, as iDubbbz was about to betray his friend in the worst way possible. On the 16th of April 2025, iDubbbz would revive the legendary Content Cop series with an upload dedicated to dissecting his former friend Ethan Klein.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time.
Was this? I mean, this wasn't done live, right? They could have like edited it, right? So instead of like letting us see iDubbbz walk up, why not just cut it and then he pops up? Like, instead of us seeing him walk up like that all creepily, I ain't gonna lie, that shit's just creepy as fuck, bro. Like, I guess you're trying to be, but like, if you have any allegations going against you, I'm sure it's not helping.
Ethan, wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
This is.
Yeah, definitely not. Why'd you let, if you're cutting all this randomly, why even let this shit show? Why let that shit show? That's weird. I think it would have been creepier if you just let yourself pop up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan.
It's cringe.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
Wake up.
Ethan, wake up.
Wake up, Ethan.
Ethan, wake up.
What the fuck?
Seems anyone? Just wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up.
Nigga.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up, Ethan.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Nigga. You know, I never thought a black person would support the guy who said, say in hard ER. Or hard R. Did I say ER? Anyway, I never thought a black person would actually support someone who said that. Black card revoked, bitch.
Wake up, Ethan.
I'm not gonna do a react content yet, chat.
I'm the same. Nobody's telling you to wake up, Ethan.
Yummy, I love Sabra hummus.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
Wake up.
Why is this? You got, is that food? She pops up with it. She's never, I don't think she's even trying. I think she's trying to embrace the allegations of her always eating on stream. Like nothing, like she has nothing but eat on stream while reacting to stupid shit.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Ethan.
Yeah, that shit right there, bro. That's nasty as fuck. I feel like he enjoyed that. He looks like he enjoyed that shit though. I bet his wife makes him do that shit.
Wake up.
According to iDubbbz, the content cop on Ethan was necessary for two reasons. One, Ethan's recent attack on him during the H3 podcast, and two, Ethan's inability to handle political discussions.
Guys, I'm going to tell you a story about Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot
Wait. His inability to handle political discussions. Okay, I don't know much about Ethan, but so I don't know if he does that. But what if he's just like, what if the person who quote unquote can't handle political discussions is just someone who doesn't really follow politics like that?
A lot of people who might not be familiar with the background, with his podcast. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences. Now, in his podcast with Hassan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
I mean, oh, that's 100 shavers, you trans women. I say, oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic. Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time, is more of the goof guy. And that's fine, you know? We don't expect Ethan to be an expert on the topic.
From iDubbbz's perspective, Ethan's personal connections and humorous approach to content creation made him ill-equipped to handle a particular political discussion. He even went so as far as to describe his coverage as propaganda.
He's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political streamer. So this is something they're very keyed into. So when they...
I wonder if that ever gets tiring. Because political news is always why it always feels so negative, right? Or something. So if you're gonna be strictly a political streamer and you're streaming all the time, or talking about it all the time, how over the years that's gotta do something to you, right?
You see Ethan say things that are just not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're gonna call it out.
Political debates aside, iDubbbz would spend the vast majority of the video responding to his recent falling out with Ethan and justifying why he wouldn't speak for his former friends.
I'm not gonna assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not gonna fucking defend you.
When it came to...
Wait. Just because she knows about it doesn't mean she is a part of it. Doesn't mean she takes place in it. Doesn't mean she believes it. It might even be a reason why she left. You know what I'm saying? So why would you say that?
To Ethan talking about the people who spread rumors about him, iDubbbz made it seem like he was overreacting and that it wasn't as serious as they made it out to be.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know,
her chat,
yeah.
Which I'll show.
Over half of their current and former employees follow Denims. Damn.
Friends with
Denims is actually participating in this whole child protective service lie.
Yeah,
which I'll
and if
show
you're
you guys
friends with them, then you're seeing what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character. Originally, the complaint was about my former editor. He's been chatting shit.
I've heard about Denims from her beef with Tekatona, as I call him. No, because there's Tech9 the rapper. He refers to himself as Tekanina. Tekatona. So anyway,
about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, we are friends with Denims, but I would say it's the same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Hila. It's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person like we think Ethan and Hila are good people. Right now, one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me.
Something worth noting is how iDubbbz doesn't mention that Ethan and Hila were targets of a false CPS call or online harassment. Instead, he focuses on how their call-out affects him emotionally.
This is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to say yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. I feel very insulted, and I feel defensive, and I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you, and a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
By the end of the video, iDubbbz thought it was necessary to bring
okay. The CPS lie and the video on him, that making or mocking him, or you know, whatever. You just okay.
in a therapist to analyze Ethan's behavior, and he had this to say.
From the clips that you have shown me, I believe that Ethan is a good person, and that eventually he will feel sorrow and will feel sorry and will apologize, and I will be there to evaluate.
Is that supposed to be wait, is that, he said that's a licensed therapist?
Person from the clips that you
in a therapist to analyze Ethan's behavior.
He brought in a therapist to analyze the behavior of someone that was on camera and having a moment or whatever, instead of actually being in a room talking with them, conversing with them, actually figuring out their personality and shit. Okay.
To evaluate that apology when it happens, which I know it will.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Unfortunately, Kirk did not change his grade, but that's okay, because this is the internet. Anyone can have their own official apology rating system, so I'm going to rate Ethan's apology a B-. That's just based on my own feelings and my own rubric.
Analyzing Ethan's behavior wouldn't be the only reason the therapist.
I wonder what he would rate his own apology. I'm asking for a friend. It's me. I'm the friend.
Was there, as he also gave iDubbbz the opportunity to cry about his own problems in hopes of garnering some sympathy from viewers.
See the dynamic of Ethan and Neil, like, fuck, like, it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like, if you come to their defense, if that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
It goes without saying, but iDubbbz's latest content didn't go over well with fans. From garnering over 500,000 dislikes to having the entire comment section roasting him. Viewers saw iDubbbz's video as more of a personal attack against Ethan rather than a coherent criticism of his content. Viewers weren't the only ones disgusted with iDubbbz's behavior, as Ethan got to share his thoughts about the video live on his stream.
Use the For You tab. For all you know,
This is your own? You don't know what's on my feed? Let's not address the fact that my friend called Gila a genocide baby killer.
Wait, your friend did?
His friend.
Oh, his friend. Okay.
Let's not address that. Let's address this by saying, you don't know what's on my feed. Are we really okay? We're really taking this on.
I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of 1.5 years ago and saying, God, that is nasty. I'm just not gonna throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment.
Okay.
Wait. Isn't that, it sounds like that's what you did. What do you mean? See, let's see. Wasn't he a part of the CPS thing? And then he just made or maybe he wasn't. Maybe it's part of a lie or something, but I don't know. But then he made a video, like content cop on him or whatever, to like mock him and gain money and monetize it, like gain money off his suffering. Isn't that what you did? You threw him away. You kicked him to the curb. Let's toss him to the side. Like.
That's how you want to describe being
virulently
fucking anti-Semitic and hateful, as a weird moment.
He still made no mention that CPS was called on our children and that that guy was
celebrating
it.
justifying it.
Oh, that's what
Whether
he was doing.
iDubbbz knew it or not, attacking Ethan with a politically charged narrative was about to cost him more than a few dislikes and harsh comments, as his controversy bled into the latest iteration of Creator Clash. By the 29th of April 2025, one of the main fighters for the Creator Clash 3 event, Harley Morenstein, tweeted that he would no longer be participating in the charity event. While Harley didn't state why he was dropping out of the event, users speculated that it was due to iDubbbz's political views and association with Hassan Nabi, someone that Harley had been at odds with in the past. However, looking at his conversation with Nicholas Diorio a few days prior, it seems Harley already had concerns about how the event was being handled.
Done the next day. So now the fight is over and we all slept in the hotel, us and you know, everyone on Twitch that got brought down. We all slept there, and the next day was this party, and I remember going to the party and seeing.
You gotta respect fighters, bro. They get paid to get their ass kicked or kick ass. And train like daily. Like they live that life, bro. Warriors. You gotta respect that shit.
Like professional photographer, I remember seeing some girl singing on stage and a guy telling jokes after. And in my head, I was like, someone flew that girl down. I don't know who she is, but she got hotel room. She may have also gotten paid to be here. I'm looking at the food on the table. I'm not really hungry. I'm like, all this food. I'm like, I was with my partner at the time. I was like, I don't know if everyone here is analyzing it the way I am, but we paid for this party. I thought money was going to charity still. So I'm like, money's going to charity, but like this
Mr. Beast is a wallpaper in Fortnite is crazy
because we were supposed to get a bonus on top of it all.
Yeah, so you guys didn't know how bad it really was, and then you were like, did they throw us under the bus, or?
No, that's when I found out the sick kids paid for that party, not us, actually.
Whatever his reasons were, the fact remains that Creator Clash had lost one of their biggest fighters, and it would be a struggle to replace him. Speaking of struggles, the event's organizers were having trouble selling tickets and had to remove some of the available seats to make sure the venue looked less empty. In a bid to save the event, iDubbbz reached out to several other potential fighters, but none of them were willing to take the offer.
iDubbbz DM'd me and he asked, how much do you weigh? So I think
what the fuck?
He's gonna try to get me in Creator Clash, which, by the way, before that comes out and before that gets invited, before I get invited to that, I'm not interested.
As if things couldn't get any worse, another fighter, Lena Ayad, also dropped out of the event the following day.
It is with great regret that we announced that Lena will not be participating in Creator Clash either.
Damn.
Yes.
Everybody dropping out.
First off, I apologize to any of the fans who were going to see Lena. It's been a lot, and Lena has just sort of been thrown in the middle.
You'd think with all these hits to the Creator Clash brand, iDubbbz would focus on salvaging the situation and de-escalating the controversy. Unfortunately, it seems he only wanted to make things worse.
Why? You're having controversy, you're losing creators from the Creator Clash 2, it's failing. And instead of trying to fix things, why would you make it worse? That's such a bad idea. That's such a chaotic idea. Did your girl tell you to do it? Be real with me. The girl told you to do it, huh? Yeah.
On the 3rd of May 2025, iDubbbz released a content deputy on Ethan and tried to blame him for the downfall of Creator Clash 3.
I was hoping that if I made a video about Ethan, he would act like an adult and he would keep the attacks directed at me and Anissa. Unfortunately, I was wrong in thinking that, because Ethan, in a desperate attempt to attack and smear Anissa and I, he started attacking our charity event.
From iDubbbz's perspective, the backlash he and Anissa received was unjustified, and instead of taking accountability, they decided the best course of action was to hand over the event to their business partners.
Now, with this recent revelation that people are just going to use Creator Clash to attack Anissa and I, Anissa and I have decided to step away from Creator Clash. We have relinquished control to our business partners who ran the previous 2 events. They're very
Probably should just let him run all 3 of them. Run this one too. Shit. Y'all already fucked up y'all's image, and then again, you're having a controversy right now, and you can't even maintain. That's terrible. I mean, obviously the smart idea was to pass it on to the other people. But I don't even think they could save it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still your idea, it's still your IP, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still kind of your thing, yeah. And like, I don't know, man. The term Creator Clash is associated with your name and image. So I don't think it matters now that you pass it off to someone else. It's just like it's already, the damage is done.
capable. They know exactly what they're doing. They run events on a regular basis.
For the rest of the video, iDubbbz addressed various points Ethan made against the Content Cop video, with the main one being on how he didn't mention the false CPS call.
The main criticism that I was seeing online with my video from Ethan and Hila is that I didn't mention the CPS call. I wonder why I wouldn't mention the CPS call. Could it be that the CPS call happened the same day that you were shit-talking me, and I didn't have any chance to defend myself? You just immediately, in the same podcast, right next to each other, said, CPS call was very traumatic. And then you said, fuck Ian and Anissa. And you linked those together, you kind of layered those flavors, and then Anissa and I got a bunch of harassment. We had nothing to do with the CPS call. What are all these...
Did they really not have anything to do with it, though? Did they really not have anything to do with it, though? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It kind of, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they did have something to do with it. That's all I'm saying. I'd be more surprised that they didn't have anything to do with it.
Comments on your Reddit saying like, it happened because of the CPS call. I don't entirely blame your audience for getting confused, because number one, it's a fucking cult, and number two, you can't even get the timeline straight.
The way iDubbbz was framing the situation made it seem like people were blaming him for the CPS incident, but that wasn't the case.
So, okay, if people weren't blaming him for the incident, then is it like guilt by association? Is it like guilty conscience then, like, kind of thing? Like they actually did do it, now they're trying to defend themselves because they read something wrong? Or they got the message wrong?
People called him out for not mentioning it in his Content Cop video or acknowledging that it was the reason for Ethan's outburst. He even went as far as justifying the CPS call by claiming Ethan's viewers would naturally be concerned.
So of course, Ethan, having made so many enemies over the years, other people react to his content. And when other people see that he's talking about his children getting giardia from dog poo, people are quite reasonably concerned. And so, yes, anyone who's seeing that content might be concerned enough to call CPS.
iDubbbz was desperate to paint Ethan as the...
I mean, it is a terrible look. That's just nasty. This sounds nasty as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But again, like, when you try to think about it, I mean, they're rich enough to have maid servers, right? Like, that would clean that shit up. They would clean that shit up. And I don't know, man. I don't know. We don't know how the baby got it, right? We know how they got it. We don't know the details. But like,
villain. But similar to his recent Content Cop, viewers weren't going to take his side, expressing their dissatisfaction with comments like, learns the ability of empathy until it comes to frivolously calling CPS on someone. Quote, actually, it's a good thing you almost got your kids taken away, from Mr. Empathy, as well as, never let YouTubers use the word empathy ever again. What makes this video even more laughable is how iDubbbz automatically assumed the internet would take his side, and stated the dislikes on his original Content Cop were completely inaccurate.
Also, for all the people who touch grass, I want to remind...
Bruh. And then he emphasizes it by going to all the people who actually touch grass. But you're trying so hard, and then you're pointing. You're pointing, trying to throw away accountability. Nah, bro. You did that shit, then did that shit. Own that shit. Why are you running from that shit?
Remind you to click the like button on this video, not so it goes in your algorithm or anything. Just
bro, own that shit. You did that shit. It got dislike bombed, and now you're trying to be like, oh, it wasn't. It's false. False news. Fake news. Fake news.
just specifically so that we can add a counter narrative, or I can get an idea of how much astroturfing is out there, because I know that a lot of these fuckers, they love their dislike button extensions. And I saw that shit and I was like, what the fuck? These are all like fabricated numbers. The like-dislike ratio was like 80-20 on my video, and then they tried to create a narrative of like, no, people actually hate this content cop, guys. It's actually so much.
He's trying to say he sees the real like to dislike ratio because, you know, it's his channel. But everyone else is seeing the wrong stats because they're using this extension that's just telling them, oh, it's no, it's a different number. Bro, if you did that shit, you did that shit. Own that shit. You did that shit. You made a video that got disliked the bomb like a mug. In real, not in real time, but in 3D. That shit wasn't fake. Come on, bro.
Much worse.
Ironically, by sharing that metric, iDubbbz just proved how accurate said dislike extensions were. As one user on Twitter would put it, he then shared a screenshot providing analytics from a previous video at 61.7% ratio. However, the YouTube dislike extension showed that same video at 61.37% ratio. Seeing all of this unfold from a distance, Ethan decided to dedicate an entire section of his recent podcast appearance to clowning on iDubbbz, and shared this prediction about the future of Creator Clash.
Very proud of the event that we made with Creator Clash. It's still happening,
No,
June
it's not.
28th.
This event is not happening.
Damn.
I would obviously I'm making.
Damn. As soon as he mentioned the event, no, it's not. Nah, bro. It's not happening. It's not. It's not. I already know.
Making a prediction. I don't think this event is happening. I think this is going to go down as one of the most monumental failures in YouTube history by a creator. And I was joking, but now I think it's actually true that this is going to make TanaCon look like the fucking Tony Awards.
Since writing and editing,
Did it actually do terrible? Is it still on? Let me see. Well, player matchups to be determined. Well, I mean, it's still there for now. I mean, it says it's gonna happen in October. This is not an event ticket. Why put it PPV tickets here and not up here, and put actual tickets here, not down here? I don't know, bro. Those are just PPV tickets too, not actually event tickets. Event canceled. Unfortunately, the event organizer has canceled your event. Has to cancel your event. Oh shit. So he said that with his whole chest. No, it's not. It's not happening. Nah, I don't think this is happening. And then boom, it got canceled.
editing this video, iDubbbz and Anissa have somehow made the situation around Creator Clash even worse. From even more fighters dropping out, to the charity aspect of the event being totally debunked. Everything surrounding Creator Clash has only degraded with each passing day. Regarding the charity side of the event, it was revealed that Ian and Anissa were taking 34% of the event's profits before any donations were made.
Hold up. Playa. 34% profit share originally allocated to Ian and Anicia. So they were taking 34% of the profit before handing it over to charity. It was like, this is our cut. I always thought people who did charity like gave all the money to the other person, to the charity. All the money that they raised, I thought they gave it all to the charity. But hey, if you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna get a cut of this, but you can have the rest. I mean, that's greed as fuck. Don't let it own you.
And if that wasn't bad enough, they refused to explain where the proceeds of the events were actually going, while placing everything under the guise of it being for quote charity. As one of their former commentators, Wade
Yeah, he's losing subscribers and he needs the charity, the money as charity, because you know he needs to continue to be able to buy expensive packs of ramen so he can still eat every day. That's why it's charity for him. You know, they need that charity.
Clemens put it.
Problem is, you don't hear the enthusiasm about it being charity event, charity event, charity event, charity event, charity event, over and over and over here, like it was marketed when it came to fruition. Now, all the stuff they're saying there is legitimately what they tried to do. They want it to be a party. They want it to be like VidCon. They want it to be like influencers all gathered in one place. That's what happened. I did see a lot of influencers there. I did feel a little bit out of place and like it was a bit more VidCon-y than an actual fight event and like a party, all under the guise of a charity event.
These concerns were further echoed by iDubbbz's former trainer, who added more context on where all the money from the previous creator clash went.
I think it was you, Kate, that mentioned that he and Anissa did in fact pay for Hassan and all of his compadres to travel to and stay at Creator Clash 2.
Yes.
Yeah, so they were talking about that long before, about how they had to fly in all these people.
Previous iDubbbz's former trainer, who added more context on where all the money from
Padre.
Yes.
Yeah, so they were talking about that long before, about how they had to fly in all these people. First of all, they rented the hotel for over 300 creators and flew a lot of them in. When the first year it was much more scaled back. We just had a couple floors of like some place, like a nice suite place, but it wasn't extravagant at all.
As if that wasn't embarrassing enough, their coach also revealed just how much of a stranglehold Anissa had on iDubbbz's training routine and life.
They didn't want to take time to get to know the boxing community.
Yeah.
She acted like she was better than the boxing community.
Yes.
We were in a boxing gym called Top Rank one time, and there was a guy named Jay Prince who was like the manager for Floyd Mayweather, manager for Andre Ward, and all these very high-level boxers. So for me, that's a big deal. And the owner of the gym was kind enough to introduce us, and she was like, "No, I don't want to meet him. Ian's tired. We don't want to meet him."
Yeah,
Wait, I don't want to meet him because of what?
Yeah.
I like it when people don't know what to do while they're on camera. So all they do is sit there and smile until it's their turn, until they can finally get a chance to talk or react to something. And so you sit there and watch them, and they just sit there trying to sit there and smile the whole time, looking awkward. It's funny to me.
Boxing gym called Top Rank one time,
what they were saying.
And there was a guy named Jay Prince who was like the manager for Floyd Mayweather, manager for Andre Ward, and all these very high-level boxers. So for me, that's a big deal. And the owner of the gym was kind enough to introduce us, and she was like, "No, I don't want to meet him. Ian's tired. We don't want to meet him."
Yeah,
Wait, I don't want to meet him because of what?
Yeah.
Ian was tired.
Yes.
She would tell Ian when he was tired. One time we ended sparring, and afterwards everybody's hanging out, and she walks up to Ian and she goes, "You're hungry."
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian was hungry.
Controlling iDubbbz and hindering
Bruh. No one. Oh my God. Yo, this is what happens if you're with a woman, married or whatever, or maybe you're dating her, and she randomly starts telling you she wants to do OnlyFans, and you say okay. This is what what ends up happening. It keeps evolving until it gets to this, where she's like, he's hungry, so we're leaving. Or I don't want to meet any of these famous boxers. He's tired, we're leaving. I don't want to meet them. It's like, I don't want to meet them. He's tired, we're leaving. So I'm saying he could want to meet, he could maybe want to meet them. He could not be tired at all, but she's like, I don't want to meet them. My excuse for us leaving, he's tired, we gotta leave. Like, don't, like, way to not even take accountability for, you know, messing up a meet and greet type situation. You feel me? Way to, like, just completely not even dodge accountability, like frisbee accountability over your husband, your cut husband. Holy shit, bro. That's I wonder if that's the final boss. Maybe it's not even the final boss. I think it's still evolving. Until she gets to the point where it's like, I don't know, like she tells him to bark and he does it. He probably already does that. That's sad, bro.
His training wasn't enough for Anissa, as she allegedly had an open crush on one of his sparring partners.
What I've heard is that she was hitting on one of his sparring partners and was obsessed with him and gave him a VIP pass to the event.
The sparring partner? I bet she was hitting on him in front of him. And he can't do shit about it. Like, she runs him. She owns him. Bruh, that is scary. Like, for someone to gain control, that much control over you, that is scary. Hell nah.
A lot of his sparring partners got the passes, but she definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. And then even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it.
In retrospect, iDubbbz could have avoided all of the backlash if he hadn't tried to throw one of his biggest supporters and collaborators under the bus, even after being rightfully
Ethan. Oh, also, hold on, I'll let
called
this
out
first.
for that. iDubbbz still felt he was in the right and tried to spin the narrative in his favor. Sadly, his efforts have only alienated the fans and creators who stood by him for most of his career. With his subscriber growth consistently in the negative and hype around Creator Clash completely fading, one can only hope that this fiasco will be enough to make iDubbbz see the error in his ways. And potentially for the better, the event was also postponed to October 25th, 2025.
Nope, we saw it. It's been canceled. It has been. When did this video come out? 4 days ago? He said it was postponed. We just saw event canceled. You don't need to do a thing. We've issued a refund to the original method of payment. Use at the time of purchase. As soon as funds are received from the event organizer, it should appear in your account within 14 to 21 business days. Yeah, it just says canceled, bro. It doesn't even say that it's postponed. Because it was supposed to go on the 25th. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, this one, no, this one is June 28th. Maybe it has been postponed. Well, shit. That's that. I don't know, man. It's almost like karma came back around and smacked the shit out of you. You're gonna jump, aren't you? It's almost like karma came back around and smacked the shit out of you. And like, I don't know. It feels good to see this kind of thing to people who, you know, who were assholes to the general population before. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole say N-word thing. Of course, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, fuck. That's what it is. It is what it is. Well, oh yeah, well, that's all I was gonna say. Apparently, Ethan made the other thing, you know, the content nuke on Hassan, and Frogan. Well, a bunch of people reacted to it, but 3 of those people are actually getting sued. Ethan is suing them because they reacted to the whole thing with malicious intent. They were serving as, they openly stated that they were serving as a space so that other people who didn't want to support Ethan can watch the video and without giving him views or time watched for the channel, the YouTube channel. So that would keep him from getting more money. You know what I'm saying? Because they were watching it all through what the fuck, man? Because they were watching it all because they were watching it all through someone else, who again openly stated that they wanted to do this so that he would not get, so that it would not support him. So not only did they openly state that, but they also did things like, you know, well, they also made money from it because they were streaming it. But they also, what did they do? They didn't react to it. They didn't make it the content transformative. So all they did was sit there and stare at it. A lot of times they would get up and walk away, or just like not have any idea what's going on in the video itself. So those three people are getting sued, and those 3 people are Frogan, Casey Tron, and Denim. And some of them have started up like GoFundMes, and people are openly donating to the GoFundMe but like leaving notes saying, you know, I want Ethan to get this money after he wins the lawsuit. It's a copyright lawsuit, and he's even registered it with the U.S. copyright or library or whatever, so that it's set in stone. Its copyright is set in stone. So this is heavy duty shit. Low key, I kind of want to see the lawsuit happen live. That'd be dope. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah. Peace.